Maybe even an apartment block or two wouldn't look out of place there. Okay. So far so good, I think we can all say. No longer need this cross river power line now that we've got the bridge to transmit power. I still want to replace one of these ferry docks though. Nah, I don't think I will. I'll just leave it. Everybody should be fine with that. Maybe a couple new residential zones. And then I could I think I'll do something over here next. I was just looking to see how far this thing even extends as a, you know, yellow line divided highway. And it looks like it doesn't really for that long. Eventually I'm gonna want to make it extend it further east in some capacity to create sort of a secondary connection to the Misawa tile. But that'll have to wait for another time, I guess. For now, it should be pretty much safe to just focus on maybe getting some development around here. I'm thinking some heavy industrial probably would be pretty much well in place. See if we can't get some big ones. What's that? Some kind of mosque? I remember I downloaded a couple of them back when I was new to plugins. Don't read me wrong, I'm not actually Muslim. Jamison Steel Mill. Ah, goddamn, I've wanted to use this one for a while. Looks like there would be just enough room. Does it need a rail connection though? I honestly don't even remember. I think so though. Well, I do sort of have a major rail spur here that... Yeah, I think I'll try to place this lot. That will, of course, necessitate a realignment of this street. Not something I'm entirely unwilling to do, especially given the added capacity on this road. Or, well, this road didn't even exist before, but because it has 4 lanes, it should be fine for people to just make a left turn if they want to continue over there. Or likewise to go this way. So, how would this work? Ooh. Actually, that might not be that bad. I'll just have to rethink this street connection, but that's kind of less important to start with, right? It is a slope-friendly lot, right? No, I don't think so. It's like partially slope-friendly, it looks like. I might actually try to, flatten this area up a little bit. See whether that'll be a big mistake. Probably have to redo these tulips, but hell, I mean, that's no great travesty. Okay, so if things start looking too extreme to the north or east, I think I'll stop this, but it looks like the slope sort of goes both ways, so seems to be working well so far. Did lose a nice seasonal tree though. And placing large plops really does do weird things to terrain, doesn't it? When it's not even. I knew that would work just fine. So now that this is a bit sloped, we can probably get rid of some of the farms abutting it. They probably wouldn't be too happy being right next to a steel mill anyway. Or even within 100 feet of it, frankly. Well, let's make sure to keep this flat, and we extend the avenue. Yep, we're gonna have to replace the tulips and the intersection piece, but no big deal. Just make sure to get the right one there the first time here. Alright, looks good. So let's reconnect that and see if things don't look a little bit better now. Woof! Looks like there is, wow, 200,000. That's quite something. So you're gonna get to see me cheat on camera a little bit, because I'm gonna want this 200,000 and also a fair, what's the word? A fair cushion of funds on top of that, in order to pursue my next development projects. So I think I'll stop it at 300 grand. Because I do hate running out of money and having to do this all the time. And yep, I'm a dirty rotten cheater. I do this all the time actually. Nowadays, I used to play SimCity 4 without any cheating, but the more you mess around with mods, the more it sort of becomes a necessity. And the more you're concerned with realism too, to be honest, because a lot of times the most realistic approach to something is not necessarily the most profitable one in this game, which was not really designed with realism in mind. Okay, well, looks like we got our steel mill in place. Let's get let's get all the crossing rails crossed. Yeah, actually, the avenue could probably end a little bit before that. Yeah, that looks alright. I really don't think that the two-lap grade rail crossings look good at all. I think that that really needs to be worked on. Something's just weird about that. The way... Yeah, it doesn't look realistic. So, let's connect all this stuff up, creating a nice spur off of our spur. And another spur off of our spur. It's kind of a funny... it's not that funny. And I think I'll need to demolish this in order to transition the DTR into STR. Yep, sure enough, but it looks like I should be able to get my roads back in there. Yep, works like a charm. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that these two spurs worked out so close to each other, but I'm not about to complain. So, definitely this area is developing a very industrial character. Wow, that is just huge. I love it. Could probably use another few plops for the other side of the road. Acme cold storage, that's a nice one. Wait a minute, I just realized something here. That does not look good at all. There's a dip there. Alright, well, I don't know if there even was a dip to start with, but it looked like it for a moment. You know what? I think I'm just gonna put that right there. Maybe put... Yeah, I want more heavy industry along this road, but... I just kind of wonder what will fit. Maybe a rubber plant would be appropriate? I don't think so. That doesn't fit in so well. Oh, whoops. Hey, this stadium here, I'm planning to use that pretty soon in Legos. Probably the next video I'll do there, I'm gonna use that. It's about time we got some major sports franchises into this region, right? Kinda past most of the industrials right now. I think I'll scroll up a bit. Ah, this is a great lot I want to use someday too, but yeah, definitely not here. It would just look too out of place, you know, to have too many huge industrial sites in such a rural area right now. What's Yankee Limons? No, that's tiny. Gear Robotics? Sounds like a solid. Wow, why does that look so screwy now? Alright. Crispy crackers. Merchant Expeditors. Okay, I swear I'm just gonna pick one more thing and then we will be done with this. Because I know that it's not exactly the most interesting type of video when somebody is just looking through their landmarks menu endlessly. That's not really what I'm trying to do here. Hope the soundtrack is sitting okay with you guys, by the way. Nah, we don't really need a big trucking center here. That's a good one though, Red Wing Mill. Maybe we could have another cross street. And a back avenue for this stuff. Yep. Crumbly cheese. Looks good. And for the last one, I will just have a rollable lot. Yeah, that would be great to have a house in the middle of all this stuff, but hey, some people are actually going to live like that here, so let's not hate. Now, maybe we could have a few residential blocks, I was thinking. Yep, this nice farm that I just redesigned in this video, it's never going to get to regrow, but that'll be okay. Yep, this road is going to need rethinking too. Alright. Oof, did I really miscount right there? That's pathetic. Puts me right at that unlucky spot though where I can't use a normal street curve or a smooth street curve of any form, which sucks. When are we gonna see some fractional angle streets? Seriously, NAM team? Yeah, so we'll have our residential area over here. Maybe a bit of a new commercial center too. That can be relatively close to the industrial. And it'll be a fairly substantial one. Then this area, though, is going to have to be primarily residential. These people, if they don't want to work at the dirty industry around here, they can always commute straight to Lagos. Bit of nice room for extra trees around here. And maybe a couple new commercial zones just around the major intersection. Wish I had a good gas station lot, that would probably fit better. Oof, actually I want those to face that way. And yep, that's definitely going to be a big change for the city to have all this stuff. This farm, I think, will look pretty out of place if it doesn't go. Alright, nice area for trees in between those roads and houses and such. Well, alternatively, I could just extend this street up. Yep, that looks like it's what's happening. So the new bus stop is going right here. Nope. Right there. That one we can get rid of. This old kind of neighborhood we can extend. Not too much though. And that seems like enough for now to me. Probably just gonna place a few new bus stops, and then we will let the time run and place some trees, and well, after that we'll be pretty much set to just watch development proceed. So, wonder if my music just went off or got a lot quieter. Already got a bus stop there and there. Probably use one around here. That might as well. Another one right there. And we've already got one there. Place one over here. Over here. Already got one there. Could use one there. And that's about right there. So that should be plenty of bus stops. Now, to fast forward for tree planting season. Already a lot of these zones are coming into play. And whoop. Alright. Let's get this stuff in. And it looks like I already ruined one farm field. That was pretty much a given, I guess, that I would ruin at least one. So let's get our trees in there. Plenty over here. Woof. You could say I ruined those two farm fields, but I'll just choose to ignore it for now. Now this farm field was also kind of screwed over, as was this one. I think I'll give them another chance for now, although both of those will be eventually demolished when this area further urbanizes. But for now, I think we will just watch how things go. Anything else that needs fixing up in this direction? Nope, doesn't look like it. Wow, this steel mill is just so massive. It's ridiculous. In a good way. Just the presence of that lot makes me wonder about the adequacy of my power situation. Well, it looks like it was just fine. Garbage. Ah, man. We have a garbage problem. Water. Looks like we're doing just fine. So I think we could do something about this garbage problem right now by getting ourselves another nice waste plant. Gotta think about an optimal spot for this kind of thing, though. Along this highway would be just fine, I think. Or, well, it's the same one, but it's after it's more narrow. Don't really want to put it on the north side, because that's where it'll eventually be widened, right? Over here, is there a way I could do this without demolishing anything? Yep, that should work just fine. Alright, looks good. Whew. Really doesn't employ that many people for a lot its size compared to how many of them are. Although it is, I don't know. Wow, the number just went way down too. Yeah, I don't think we need University of Clayhurst here. It's in the tile immediately to the north after all. See, I usually like when these buildings appear, but I think for a rural tile, it just isn't really looking right. Too tall, basically. No, I'm not gonna just run the time forever. I think I'll just let a couple more buildings come in, though. Well, at least it looks like the wider road does get a fair amount of use. It's already extremely congested to the west of the original town over there, but not too much to be done about that, I guess. At least without building a new highway, which I don't know how realistic it is from the east-west around here. Wow. Just look at the volumes on the main coastal highway, though. That is incredible. You know, thousands in each direction. So, I think that's about the extent of what I was trying to do here for now. Anyway, I guess I will leave you guys for now and meet you real quick back at the region view for a nice overview of what I've accomplished. There, back in the region view here, and it's pretty obvious what we just did. To be honest, I think I may be second guessing myself a little bit, just because the red of the steel mill is so prominent on the region view right here. But I think when development fills in a little bit better, it will sort of suit its place a little bit better, and we'll see how things go from there. I think I'll probably end up keeping it, but who knows? I mean, you'll see the effects soon enough if I do end up demolishing it. Anyway, it's pretty easy to tell the route of the new wider roads too, even in satellite view and transportation view. Of course, it only gets easier. Yeah, so I was thinking about extending this east-west highway further to the east, and if I did that, it would probably hook up to this road in Massawa here. Or maybe this one. I mean, really could go either way. But whatever I do choose, that'll be for next time. See you then.